I just think if you have, political opinions and you want to debate people, you should show
No,
your
you're right.
face.
You should. I agree with you, but
Like, I
listen, I
don't think
gotta.
your boss is gonna. I mean, I know I get 5 million views a month, but I don't think your boss is gonna be one of them. Just saying. It's a small
Maybe,
channel, my
maybe.
guy.
You're right.
Only
You're
eleven
right, but
thousand subscribers, huh?
listen, you get 200 viewers. That's good numbers for live. That's good numbers.
Yeah, I get more sometimes though, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
humble.
haven't
I'm
seen.
staying
Maybe you
humble
do. Yeah,
because
that's
people
good.
crap talk me all the time. They say, "Oh, this Democrat guy has 30,000,
Nah,
40,000,
I
two
don't.
hundred
Nah,
thousand."
that's crap, dude. You're doing well. That's very well.
Man, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Well, we're
No
live
worries.
right here. We'll just talk some stuff before, but I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I honestly wasn't sure if you're a man or a woman. I was thinking that you were probably a man, but
Why'd you think I was a woman? Because the name,
I didn't think
Nevea.
you were a woman, but like I don't know. I was just wondering, like, you never know. Like, I've had all kinds of people on here
Maybe
before,
listen, dude.
man,
Maybe
woman.
listen. I'm on the left. Maybe I am a woman. You ever think about that? You didn't ask me.
Oh, you're right. I misgendered you. Shit.
Oh snap!
Canceled.
Doesn't
I'm
that yeah? Doesn't that mean
canceled.
you can't wait? Didn't you lose your job? Doesn't that what happened?
Yeah, man, I got fired because of you. We're both getting fired. You're doxing yourself with your voice. You're not using a voice changer. Your boss is
That's a
watching
good
this right
point. I
now.
gotta
He's gonna
run that. I gotta
fire
run
you.
that next time.
Yeah, man, you forgot the voice changing device. It's completely over. So you really seriously like Gavin Newsom? Let's wait for more people before
New
we get to
scum.
talking.
Oh, we're getting the top down propaganda from Trump. I love it. New scum. You guys speak like him and everything.
How do we speak like him? I mean, Newscum is accurate when you're stealing billions of dollars from homeless and
Listen, I haven't.
hundreds of
You didn't
millions
send
from.
me an article. I asked for an article link about that. I didn't. No, I don't see anything about
I mean, if you
billions
don't
of
know your
dollars being
research, you
missing.
don't know your political stuff. I have some
No,
articles
I
I'm going to
think I
show
think
as
it's just
green
some stuff off
screens.
X. If I look it up, it's just gonna be some stuff off X. It's only
Bro, I didn't
only on
tell you to
X.
go
This is
on
a lie.
Twitter. I didn't tell
Send
you to go
me
on Twitter. This is literally.
send me
I
a
can
link
give you some
then.
sources right now for it if you'd like. Hey, Chris,
I
thank you
would
for the
love that. I
super
would love
chat.
that.
Chris says his two favorite trans, even though I'm not trans. I don't know if you're trans.
I don't know. Are you sure about that? You didn't give your pronouns, man.
My pronouns is big/boss.
Oh, nice, nice. Wow.
Yeah, man, I don't identify as a man. My pronoun is I have two pronouns. You can either call me big or boss.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're
just
talking
joking.
about. Okay, I'm reading a little bit right now. We're talking about the homelessness issue. He took money from
I'll
homelessness.
pull up the article as a green screen. Maybe this will piss some people off as
I
well,
love
but I
how
mean,
when I
shit,
look this
man, it's
up,
the
it only
truth.
shows up on X. Actually, I
Huh?
can't see articles for this,
No, brother, I
but
didn't
maybe
look
they
on
exist.
X. Why are you so obsessed with X? How
Because it's
about
where you
this
guys get
right
your
here?
news from. Don't lie.
Brother, I like X, but
Confronted on
I don't look
missing
on X for
to
my news. No one does that.
24 bit. Wow, I love this headline. This is an awesome headline.
Look, Gavin Newsom confronted at press conference about missing $24 billion
Yeah.
that was supposed to be spent on tackling
Wait,
homelessness.
real
This
quick,
is the guy you look up to, dead ass
real quick. Did
serious.
you wait? I thought you told me he stole 24. You showed me an article of him being confronted.
Well, he
I
didn't.
thought he
When I
stole.
say
So where's
steal,
the
that's
proof the
really a
24
broad
billion was
term.
stolen?
I don't think it went into his pocket. I mean, it's been stolen. Where's the money? Why didn't it go to the homeless? The government stole it. Someone stole it. I'm not saying him, but it's a very loose, broad term when I say stolen. But the 100 million, the other topic of the 100 million, yeah, he actually did steal it because he put a list for the fire aid money. He put a list of all the nonprofit organizations that got sent money from the Fire Aid concert that raised over $100 million, and he listed his own nonprofit as receiving money. So
You know, listen. I'll say one of two things. Number one, I don't understand how if Gavin Newsom's, you're claiming he's the one that stole 24 billion. You just admitted
no,
that.
I'm not claiming him directly.
Okay,
I'm
so
saying
it's
it
good,
just
just
went
gone.
missing. Him, the government,
Okay,
someone took this money. It's
okay.
unaccounted for, and the homeless people didn't receive it.
Wow. Okay. That's. You know what? I won't even lie. 24 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a
And it's
lot of
not
money
just
to go
this one
missing.
article. I encourage you to do
Wow.
your own research.
Wow. I wonder how much money has gone from the Pentagon. Did Trump fix that yet?
I mean, a lot of money's gone everywhere, every
Oh,
time,
oh, the money.
everywhere.
Oh,
I didn't hear
because
anything about
that's a
Trump
lot more than
missing
24 billion.
Pentagon
I think.
money or anything like that, but I guess that's your
I don't know why
counter
we're so worried
talking
about
point.
Gavin Newsom and how he spends 24 billion when we give more to federal aid. Blue states give more to federal aid than Republican Republican states
Is
do. I mean,
Massachusetts even a blue state? I'm pretty sure it is. I've
Massachusetts is a
debated
very blue
people.
state.
Huh?
We're a very blue state, and we have one of the best economies and the best education and the best
I don't
healthcare.
think you have one of the best economies. Not even the top 3, to be honest with you.
Uh, Massachusetts definitely has a thriving economy, but
It
maybe
has a
maybe not.
thriving economy. The whole country
Oh, if you
has a
want to compare it to
thriving
Texas and
economy.
stuff, yeah, probably
Thank
not
you,
as
Mr.
big as
Trump.
Texas.
Huh?
As if you want to compare it to Texas, maybe not as much as Texas.
Yeah, not as much as Texas, California, or Florida, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you just named a blue state in that. Thank you.
I named the red state too.
Yeah, but
Two red
the
states
red states that
and one
take
blue
more
state.
than they
Yeah.
give,
What's your
right?
point?
My point is, I don't know why we're
I
so
mean, I
focused on
think it's
$24 billion.
hilarious when
I don't know why this
Democrats
is
say,
even.
"Oh, California gives more money." I mean, they're paying federal and state taxes. They pay more in state taxes
Yeah, and guess what
than
they
anyone
get? Guess what they
else.
get? They get one of the best and hugest economies in the entire world, helping.
Okay. They also have the biggest wealth gap between poor and rich. So I don't know why you're bragging. There's so many
I don't know
billionaires in your
why we're
blue
talking about wealth
states.
gap right now when your
And there's the
president
most
just cut
homeless
taxes for
people
rich
in the
people.
entire
Is this a real
country in
discussion? We
California.
spent five. We
So,
just raised the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, and this guy's talking about rich people.
brother, that hasn't been accounted for. That's a prediction for the next couple years.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
5 to $7 trillion
So Trump did
number,
not spend
that's
trillions of
gonna be
dollars
that.
cutting
That's for
taxes
the
for rich
big bill
people.
that the economists are
Wait. So
saying it's gonna
wait.
increase
So
spending
Trump
for the next
didn't.
couple of years.
So
Just
Trump.
because, are you gonna let me talk or do you want
Go
to
ahead. Go
talk?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just because we did the big beautiful bill doesn't mean that $5 trillion has been spent already. That hasn't been accounted for yet. That's a
Yeah, I comprehend
prediction
that.
for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years or so. But that it's not like because the big beautiful bill got signed instantly. That's it didn't go instantly into place. But if anyone has any questions, talking points, drop a super chat. What did he say here? We have he's talking about Massachusetts because Chris is also from Massachusetts. He's not a Trump supporter in any way, but he hates to admit it. But he has a lot of central conservative more values, like he believes in freedom of speech. He believes in
That's
gun
conservative. Wait,
rights.
what?
Huh?
How is freedom of speech conservative?
Well, Democrats have censored a lot of Republican people,
I
including on
that's
Twitter, including the president of the United States, Donald
so.
Trump. They've
Just so
censored
you
him
know,
on
the
Facebook. Facebook has admitted they censored Trump multiple times. And Twitter has also admitted, I mean, basically, they haven't admitted to it actually, but they
yeah, when
have
he was
censored Trump
you
multiple
talking about on
times.
January 6th when he incited the violence? Yeah,
Yeah, they
I
kicked him
think
off Twitter that same day.
yeah.
Why would
So
they
freedom of speech doesn't really encapsulate private
on the same
companies.
day?
Freedom of speech
Huh?
doesn't really encapsulate private companies. Private companies
No, I agree
determine
with you
who they
actually on
want,
that,
not
surprisingly enough, because but let me read Chris's comment again because he did drop a super
okay.
chat, and we're talking about Massachusetts, your state. He said we have the second per capita GDP. Stop hating on our greatness. What is your GDP? I'm genuinely curious. I don't
I
believe
have
that
no
you have the
clue.
number 2 GDP per capita. I'm sorry, Chris. I don't believe it. California, Hawaii, Florida, where else? I'm not sure about who has the number 2 GDP, but these are just some speculations and guesses. Someone can fact check me in the comments, but your GDP is $110,000. There's no way. I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
God bless liberalism, huh? Isn't it awesome?
If they really have $110,000, holy shit. Okay,
God
congrats
bless.
to you guys. But Massachusetts it isn't by far. I mean, if we're talking about top 10 best states to live in, I think they rank in there for sure.
Massachusetts is a very yeah. It's a great state.
Are you actually in Boston, or are you like in another part of
No,
like
I'm in Boston.
Massachusetts near
No,
Boston?
I am actually in Boston.
Okay, you're in Boston.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, do you wanna talk about J6? What do you want to talk about? It's up to you. It's your show.
I mean, yeah, we can talk about J6, but I still have a lot more to talk about, Gavin. I want to jump in, but you did a microaggression against me. What did I do? A microaggression? What was my microaggression? Saying that you're a little bit more right wing than you like to admit, or was it the microaggression when I said I don't believe you guys have such a high per capita GDP? Which one was a microaggression? Which part was a microaggression? But if you guys have any other questions, this is Republican Trump supporter. I mean, I don't really consider myself Republican because I hate a lot of Republicans, funny enough,
The
and I
rhyme
don't
was, huh?
agree with everything Trump did. I mean, I hate a lot of people in the government. Honestly, I don't even trust the government, but that's a whole nother topic.
Wow.
But I agree that Trump is better than Harris. I mean, I think even if you hate Republicans and you hate Trump, you should admit that Trump is better than Harris.
Trump is better
Any
than Harris?
criticisms against mass should be illegal. I guess you aren't for freedom of speech. See, there is this liberalism. But, I agree with you. Businesses and private entities, private places, and social media companies, they whatever they want. That's why I think it's hilarious when Democrats and liberals come on my channel. They're like, "You're censoring me. I keep calling you the R word. I keep calling you a rapist, or I keep calling you a PDF file. Why are you
I
censoring
will
me?"
say, if you want to be
First off,
consistent, you know,
no, I am consistent. I believe in freedom of speech like it says in the First Amendment. It doesn't say anything about walking into private businesses or private
true, but then
homes or anything like that, huh?
don't complain when Trump gets kicked off of stuff, right? That's fine.
I mean,
You know?
I am complaining about it because, they admitted
You can
to.
complain, correction. You can complain. Don't say it's a breaking of the First Amendment. The left doesn't support the First
I
Amendment.
never said it was
Just
breaking the
Twitter.
First Amendment, but
Yeah, but you said the left doesn't support freedom of speech due to the Trump getting kicked off Twitter. But
yeah, they don't believe
those
in
are not
freedom of
connected.
speech.
That's a private entity.
It is connected, but it doesn't go with the First Amendment.
Okay.
If you believe in absolute freedom of speech, then yeah. But that's different than the First Amendment. That's
Yeah, I
different
don't
than
think
the
anyone believes in that
Constitution.
though.
Huh?
I don't think anyone believes in that though.
Some people do. Depends how
Those people
right
are
wing or left
crazy.
wing you are.
Those people are crazy.
But I mean, you can't walk into an airport and start screaming bomb. I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
your First Amendment doesn't help you there.
I agree. And you can't go in front of the Capitol and incite a riot. I agree.
I
You're
mean,
right.
apparently you
As
can.
long as you agree, violent words are violent words. I agree.
No, I think I agree with you. I don't agree with January 6th or anything. I think what they did was wrong, but I don't think the pardon was wrong. They did 4 years
What?
in prison. I mean, they didn't murder or kill
Yeah,
anybody or
they.
shoot anyone. So why did
I
they
mean,
need
they
to
did kill
stay in
Ashley
prison for
Babbitt.
longer?
You know, a
Sorry?
cop did. They did kill Ashley Babbitt, right? Like
The
that was
police killed her, yeah, but that
yeah, the
wasn't
police killed her,
anyone.
but that's because of Trump's rhetoric. That's because of the MAGA
No, that's
people that
because
were
of her
there that
free
day.
will. Trump doesn't make
Free will.
anyone do anything. Everyone has free will. That's a ridiculous argument.
I guess they just all had the free
That's
will
like
to
saying,
go. I guess
oh, the
all.
Jews made Hitler do this or that. No, Hitler did everything with
Yeah.
free
I
will.
guess 10,000 people all just had free will. I guess the Nazis just had
I mean,
free
yeah,
will
they're
and
free
killed all the,
thinkers.
you
No
know.
one put a gun to their head and said, go over there to the Capitol building, did they? They had free will. And I don't know how many people were there, but I don't think it was 10,000, but maybe I'm wrong.
There was a lot of people there. 10,000 went into the building, I think. Or no, it was like no, it
And
might be
also,
less
if
than
they didn't
that.
want
It
people
might be less
coming
than that.
into the building, then why
Don't
did the
correct me.
police walk and guide them into the building? And why didn't they close the doors?
They didn't guide.
Those
This is one of the
doors
most
are
documented events in all
impossible
of
to
history. You can
penetrate.
look it up. All the videos are online. They didn't walk them into the building. They were moving them from one chamber to another. The issue is that the senators were
Yeah,
in
they're
the
moving them
chamber.
into the building, other parts of the
They're moving them
building.
to other parts of the building where the senators that they wanted to kill and tie
Okay,
up
why are
were.
they moving them at all into the building? And also, there were CIA
Because they're
agents
going to go in
that are
anyways. You might as well
inciting.
lead
This
them
is a
to
proven fact.
you might as well lead them to a part where there's not people that they would kill, right? Wouldn't that make sense? If there's a
But I don't
barrage
think
of
that's what
people coming
happens.
in,
That's not the video I saw. As soon as they went into that Capitol building, they opened up the doors and police was escorting them. Also, Chris hates Trump. Let me
there's
remind you
no
of
that
this.
doesn't exist.
Chris does not like Trump, and he said it wasn't 10K. He said it wasn't
It wasn't. It might
10,000.
not
Someone
be
said
10K. I might
2,000.
have been off on that. It might have been off on that. I will. You
Like
know.
I said, I don't know myself, but I don't think it was 10,000. If it was
And,
10,000, they
and
probably would
it's
have
like it might
called
be
in the
like
National
1,000. I think
Guard,
I got.
like
It's
Nancy
like
Pelosi said she should have done.
it's 2,000, 2,500 people walked into the building.
You just
As
looked
for
it
how
up,
many
or
were there, uh,
okay, you have your computer right there, so
yeah, I can. I
I
can
can
look
hear
it
you typing.
up. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
So that's why you don't want to show yourself in screen. You're trying to fact
Why would
check
I?
me live. I mean,
No. Why would I? That doesn't even make any sense. You heard me typing. I haven't typed.
I know I'm just trolling with you.
Okay,
But
good.
if you guys have any questions or comments, drop some super chats. This guy's, he doesn't call himself a Democrat, I don't believe, but he said he's a leftist or a
Who,
liberal.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Democrat. I'm not a leftist. What the
Okay,
fuck?
he's a Democrat.
Okay.
I'm a Florida Republican, MAGA, whatever you want to call it. If anyone has any questions or comments, drop some super chats. Hey, Ozzy, can you pin it in the comments? Say if anyone has any questions or comments for the Democrat guy or the Republican guy, drop a super chat. We'll read them all out loud. Comment that if you don't
This
mind, Ozzy,
this
since
guy's
you're a
triggered about the
moderator.
files right here. You see that comment? He's a little triggered about the
Who?
files.
Oh no, every single one of them is triggered about the files. But I think that's not really a debate. We're just arguing about photos and semantics, and I mean I agree with
It's not
everything
really
you would say about the
semantic.
files.
It's not really semantic.
He
I
never
think
so far he hasn't said January 6th was an insurrection, but I don't think it was an insurrection.
January 6th was probably an insurrection. Yeah, probably.
Probably, but you want to look up the definition of insurrection
I think
and
it's like
read
a
it to me, and I'll
violent.
tell
I
you
think it's like
why
a
it's
violent
not.
overthrowing of the government, and it was a peaceful process of like transferring the power. And there was people violently rioting, trying to get into the building. There was pipe bombs outside the building. There were guns,
Pipe bombs.
stashes
I
of
never
guns.
heard of
Yeah,
that before.
100%. There's pipe bombs. There was one that was like a few feet away from Kamala Harris in her motorcade. She almost Look it up. You don't
A
believe me?
pipe
Look
bomb?
it
I
up.
never heard about this, to be honest.
Look up a pipe
If this is
bomb. Look up
real, this is the
January
first time
6th
I'm
pipe
hearing
bomb.
about it. My biggest criticism of January 6th is the meme that Trump told everyone to go home and be peaceful, and conveniently left out that he said that hours later.
He said that hours.
PST, Trump! Trump! I mean, to be fair, I don't know if they were still at the Capitol building or not, but I don't understand why they would remove him off Twitter the same day that he was telling people to go home from January 6th. What did he say that was hateful speech or anything against terms of service? I don't
Probably
understand.
saying the election was stolen and we need to take back our country. What are you talking about? What?
I mean, yeah, isn't that free? That's not hateful, though. That's nothing against terms of service. And I don't remember
That's
him saying that
incite.
on Twitter, but maybe he did.
That's inciting violence.
But he didn't say. Did he say on Twitter to go take it back? Do you have a screenshot of that tweet?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. We'll look it up. I guess we'll look up his tweets at that time.
Someone said the pipe bomb is bullshit. The caller is trying to make you believe that a
No,
pipe
look it
bomb
up.
was left there by someone on the right.
So a person on the left left a pipe bomb for Kamala Harris. That logically doesn't even make sense. it just
Stop speaking on 4 to 5 years ago. Talk about the White House renovations that look like his resorts. Do you think the president and vice president should be able to sell/buy stocks as public servants? First off, what stocks has JD Vance or Trump purchased or sold? Please tell me that.
it doesn't
Because
have to
I
be a
will
stock.
admit
It could
that
be a
Trump
meme
has a
coin.
grift with meme coins. Yes, Trump has a grift with meme coins. But seriously, what
It's a little
stock has
grift.
Trump bought or sold?
Just stealing a few $billion. It's not a big deal, right? It's not
What
the
do you mean? With a
hugest
meme
deal.
coin?
Yeah, the meme coin just stealing.
It's
Okay.
not stealing money. He never said, "Oh, invest in my coin. It's going to be 10x,
Yeah, using
20x
using
your
the power
financial."
of the presidential office to tell people.
I mean, he was already president
This is the
before,
same
so he
country,
was
by
just
the
as
way, that
famous.
made Jimmy Carter sell his Appleseed farm. Okay, this is the same
They
country,
didn't
and
make
now we're
Jimmy.
selling meme
First off,
coins.
it was a peanut farm. First
Peanut
off,
farm.
buddy, it
You're
was a
right.
peanut
Peanut.
farm.
Peanut. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Second off, he didn't. The country didn't make him sell it.
He
He
put it in a
sold it.
trust. He put it in a trust. Okay, my apologies. There we go.
Yeah, no, I didn't say anything about the trust, but he quote unquote sold it. I didn't know about the trust. He quote
He
unquote
put it in a trust.
sold
Yeah,
it because
or something like.
it was against his interest. I didn't know he put it in his trust. Biden was going to stop the mob, but he was napping. Great point. Why didn't Biden send in the National Guard? There was a LA ICE riot. Trump sent in the National Guard pretty quickly, but they couldn't send in the National Guard for this insurgency.
Yeah, that was Trump's job. It's what are you talking?
No
This is
donating super shots equals broke and selfish. I agree, Chris. If anyone has any questions or comments or anything they want to talk about, we got both parties here. We got MAGA
super
on the
chat.
left. We got Democrats on the right. No millionaires in the chat. So if you're supporting Trump, you're really a goofball. I mean, Chris is a lawyer. I'm guessing he probably makes maybe around. I think he said he makes like $400,000 a year.
I don't think he supports Trump.
He doesn't support Trump, but that's not what he said. He said no millionaires in the chat. But I'm not
Oh,
saying Chris is a millionaire, but if he saved his money and invested wisely, yeah, he could be very well a
yeah, of
millionaire.
course.
Benjamin Netanyahu said, "Yo, I'm here." Bro, we're not even going to get into this discussion about Israel. I'm pretty sure we would have damn near the same opinions. Who's the guest? Do you want to tell them your Discord name in the Discord so some of the people from the Discord know who you are? Because I see at least 2 or 3 people from the
Sure, I'll do
Discord here.
that. I'll type in it real quick.
This is a Democrat, Eric.
Yep.
And we're just having a discussion, a topic. What was the other thing you wanted to debate about other than the border? Well,
Oh,
you
I'd
don't
love to
believe
debate
in an
about
open
the.
border either, huh?
No, of course, open borders. That's dumb. But I mean, I think also ICE being 3x the size of the FBI is also pretty dumb. I don't know.
I think the whole FBI should be abolished and reestablished, to be quite
Jesus
frank with you.
Christ! Wow, big Cash Patel supporter, I bet, huh?
Hell no, get rid of that guy.
What were we gonna do to the Hoover? What was it called? The Hoover Building, right? What were we gonna do
I
to
don't
it?
support a lot of Trump's
Make it a museum?
administration anymore.
You don't support Cash Patel anymore, you said, sorry?
I never really supported the guy in
Yeah.
general. I thought he was kind of weird.
What made you think he was kind of weird? I wonder. What was it?
I mean, first off, he's dating a girl that is associated with Mossad. She's I forget what the name of the journalist company she works for, but basically she's paid by like some company that's owned by the Israeli government.
What the hell? Imagine if Trump had a really good friend, like maybe even a best friend that was related to Mossad. That'd be crazy. That'd make me.
That'd be
I
crazy.
wouldn't
Too
vote
bad
for
Trump
him.
doesn't have any best friends. He's like a
Oh,
solo man, just like
yeah,
myself.
no best friends.
I mean, if Trump did have a best friend, he definitely wouldn't kick him out of Mar-a-Lago. Trump is a loyal guy.
Oh yeah, I bet that best friend wouldn't die under Trump, right? That would be pretty crazy in a federal prison under
I
Trump,
mean,
and the
there's all
camera
kinds of
doesn't
different
work.
coincidences.
Huh? That's kind of
If
crazy.
Maxwell dies, maybe we could say that's not a coincidence because that would be extremely suspicious.
Yeah, that would. Or imagine if, like, just imagine for a second, Trump had a spa at, in Mar-a-Lago, and
I'm letting
Ghislaine
Andrew
Maxwell,
down.
maybe she like,
I promised this man a conspiracy
maybe it's not
wall.
conspiracy.
Hey, to be fair, I
Virginia
took your
existed,
other
and
request.
she killed herself. She died, right? Or allegedly, right?
Who?
Virginia,
Epstein?
I forget her last name, but she was she was a underage girl working at Mar-a-Lago at Trump's spa, and she was picked up by Ghislaine Maxwell, and went with Jeffrey Epstein. And she said that Jeffrey Epstein, the first time he saw him, was completely naked as she walked in, and all this crazy stuff. She was underage, by the way, from Mar-a-Lago, from Trump, and he admitted this himself. He said, "Oh, he stole young girls from me." He said that.
Yep, and that's when Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, he
Adios,
stole his.
creepy.
God, you stole my 16-year-old girl. Ah, I gotta kick you out
I mean,
now.
to be fair with you, it's legal to work at 16 in Florida. You can work at 14, a part-time job.
At a spa, touching
You can
guy,
work
is that
anywhere. There's
normal?
no laws against it.
Okay, I understand there's no laws against it. That still makes it really weird, right?
And most people don't do creepy shit when they get spas. I don't know if you ever been to a spa before, but it's not like a Thailand spa. This is like a regular spa.
Yeah, I bet the billionaires Mar-a-Lago spa is just like the spa we all go to. It's true. I bet it's the same
I
thing.
mean, Mar-a-Lago has been around for so long. Don't
Yeah.
you think if there was anything weird going on? I mean, it's been literally
Imagine those
raided. They
files
didn't
that he
find a
stole in there
They
still.
raided
Oh.
Mar-a-Lago, and they didn't find a single crime
Yeah,
involving
they only
anything
found all
in
those
there.
files he stole, and he admitted, "Oh, I shouldn't have these files, by the
Well,
way."
what
Because
about all the
I shouldn't
files that
have
they
these,
found
but
next to Joe Biden's Corvette? And he didn't admit to saying anything like that.
admit to saying, sorry, repeat that.
He didn't admit to saying, "Oh, blah blah blah
We
blah
can play
blah."
the
But
video. I can
it's
pull up the
funny that
video.
you mentioned that. You're a Democrat. You do realize Joe Biden had a bunch of classified files sitting next to his Corvette, right?
Yeah, the one that he instantly returned that right when he was asked to by the FBI? Or yeah, and then what did Trump do? He held these
That's an
files and then
unconfirmed
ignored all
fact,
messages, didn't get
Melana.
back, and then eventually had to raid him just to get it. I don't think those are the same thing whatsoever. One dude forgot he had files. The other dude has been keeping it stacks of files in his house.
So because he's Sleepy Joe and he's ignorant and
Yep,
old and he
Sleepy
can't remember
Joe.
what happened
Well, it doesn't even
yesterday,
matter. It's not illegal
he
anyways.
gets a pass because he can't remember the files were sitting in his garage next to his Corvette? That makes no sense because he has dementia. He gets a pass. That's what you're telling me. You're
That's
telling
not
me
what I
because
said
he can't
whatsoever. But
remember
if you want to reframe
yesterday,
it,
it's
that's fine.
okay. He had classified documents in his garage.
There's a difference between having classified documents and returning those classified documents when you're
He
asked
didn't
to.
return them. They
He
found them in his
did.
house.
That's not true. He gave it back willingly. What are you talking about?
He did
Trump
not give
didn't.
it back willingly.
You think so? Biden was fighting over these files. Where's this huge fight over this file? This doesn't happen. That's just a lie. Trump did.
We got a comment here. The Smith-Mons Modernization Act of 2012 gave the media the power to make propaganda and lie to the public. So Obama helped the MSC to lie legally. Can you Google the Smith-Mons Modernization Act? Because I've truly never heard of this.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, it
What
might
is
be
it?
something
Smith's
interesting.
what?
The Smith MUNDT moderation fuck. I'm stuttering like Joe Biden.
You're good. You're good.
Modernization Act of 2012.
Modernization Act. Okay, wait, what did he say
Biden
this was?
stole state secrets.
What state secret did he steal?
I don't know. I'm just reading comments out loud, but he did
No, I
steal.
know.
He did steal
I'm asking
classified
the
documents.
chatter. There we go.
Your favorite president, Joe Biden, couldn't speak. What's the big deal?
I don't know. The issue with Trump is that you don't realize Trump has been slowing down because he sounded dumb since he was born, right?
No,
Biden
I
slowed down and
understand
you
he's
noticed
slowing
it.
down. He's 80 years old, but the facts are
Not
he's
slowing down.
nowhere
He's
near
slowed.
where Biden was.
He's slowed. He's not slowing down. He's slowed. Okay, he's gone. He's been gone, right?
That's crazy that you say that, but you won't admit that Biden was gone.
I think Biden had, some issues, and I think if people want to replace him over that, I think that's good. Yeah.
So
The
you
thing is,
say
we're
some
not,
issues, but you don't say
don't,
he's Slow Joe or Sleepy Joe.
yeah, because that's just like that's ad hom. Like, why would I mean, I'm not gonna ad hom someone I support,
I
right?
mean, it's not ad hom. You know, Sleepy Joe took the most vacations in presidential history.
Okay,
You can
maybe.
Google this, by the way. You're
It's
sitting in
funny you
front of
say
a
this. It's funny when you say this when Trump didn't pass any legislation except for the one beautiful bill. Like 6 months after his presidency, what did Biden do when he
You
first
know,
took the
he
presidency?
signed
He passed the American. He passed the
more.
American. Wait. He passed the
Go ahead.
American Rescue Act, right? He passed.
A failed
He
act.
did. He
Okay,
did. He
continue.
did. He promised 100 million vaccines in 100 days. He did it in 50. Right?
Okay, that's another
We're talking
horrible
about
thing.
sleepy taking
Continue.
vacations. Doesn't matter. Trump doesn't do anything. He tries to EO everything, and he's stuck in
No, okay,
lawsuits constantly.
let me know when you're done, and I'll tell you
Go
the
ahead.
facts here. Even if sorry, I'm interrupting you, but you can continue. Anything else you want to say?
No. You're good. Go ahead. I've been interrupting you,
Well,
frankly. I apologize
even
for
if you
that.
hate Trump, even if you say he hasn't, you don't like his policies or the big beautiful bill, the facts are he signed more executive orders in the first 100 days than
Executive.
any president in history has done in 4 years.
Do you
In their
think that's a
entire
good
four
thing?
years,
Do you
he
think that's a
signed
good
more.
thing?
Sorry.
That's an abuse of the executive. Go through Congress.
How is it an
He has a
abuse? Are there
Republican
laws against
majority.
this? Are there laws
He has a
against
Republican
this?
majority. Pass through Congress. Get them indefinitely in the law. Right now it's just EO. Next president comes along, maybe it's Democrat, undoes everything. Nice guys. You did a lot. You guys did really good legislation there.
I mean,
You got.
that's a silly argument. Everything that the previous president does goes out of the door like this. But you want to know something funny?
That's not true. Not when
Biden
it's
did.
law. You have to get Congress to repeal it, and that's so much harder. That's a
Yeah, but
harder claim.
it's better if things happen fast than waiting a year,
Better
2 years.
better happens fast than good. I agree. That's what Trump's been doing.
But I will say, people. This is a whole nother discussion. I'm sure you're gonna say, "Well, who pays the tariffs?" I know who pays the tariffs. We pay it if we're buying foreign goods. But I want to say this: if
Whoa, that's
tariffs
a
are, sorry.
good job.
Yeah, I mean,
Most MAGA
anyone
people
with common
won't
sense will
concede
say
that.
this, but not all companies pass the price on to consumers either. If they're already making a significant amount of profit, a lot of companies want to stay competitive. I mean, you can look on Google, you have your computer in front of you, but a couple companies have admitted that they're not going to raise their prices. But it's also an excuse for companies to triple, quadruple their prices when they only go up 5 or 10% with
Why
tariffs and
why would a
such.
company wanna stay profitable when all the I mean, stay competitive when all the foreign business is gonna be so much more expensive? They just price hike to that amount. Why wouldn't they do that? Right? Wouldn't
Sorry,
that
they
make
just
sense?
price hike to
So
what? What other
so
competitors are
imagine
charging?
imagine there's like imagine you buy
Foreign
like
businesses already charge less than local businesses.
I agree, that's why buying foreign is better. That's why tariffs are dumb. We wanna buy
Yeah, but
foreign.
we shouldn't be spending all of our money overseas. Don't you want
It
to be
comes back to us,
competitive
it
and
doesn't
make
matter. What
America
happens that
business great again?
we give them USD and they have to either put it back into treasuries, which invests in our
I mean,
country, or
yes,
they
it
have to
does
exchange
help
it
the
back to
US
us.
dollar. I'm not going to argue with that. That's exactly why the US dollar has fallen because of tariffs.
Exactly. So why do we screw our own? I mean, yeah. Why would we screw our own dollar? Why would we do this?
Because it's only short term and so it can bring a lot of
Oh
business
my
back into the
god, this
United
is a
States.
long term difference,
Apple,
dude.
Nvidia have agreed to invest billions, some of these companies trillions, back into building factories, manufacturing
Yeah,
plants in the
under the
United
Chips
States.
Act, the one that Biden passed, the Chips Act.
The
They gave the
CHIPS
money for
Act
these
put
things.
money into Thailand's hand, or Taiwan, sorry, fuck. Taiwan's hands, not the United States hands.
No, that's not true at all. We were making fab factories, right, for the fab stuff for the for Intel and stuff here. That's what we were doing. We were making one in I think it was in Texas or something. That was with the Chips Act.
I don't know. You'll have to Google that and fact check me. You have your computer
All
in front
right.
of you. But let me read this. Maybe I'm wrong. But I believe that deal was mostly with Taiwan and, having them produce chips for
No,
us. But
no,
Chris,
that focused on US.
if it did focus on US, congratulations to Biden. But I've talked about this before. No one's ever fact checked me. So please look it up. But I have something to read for you. This is a message from Chris to you directly.
Okay.
Nev, the reason I said Dims are cringe is because statements like, I'm not going to add no man my side. How did
Wait,
you
what?
fucking say that word? Sorry. Betrays the notion that we are blue MAGA and care about our politicals over policy or
Oh,
politicians
ad
over policy.
hominem. I'm not gonna add hominem my side. Betray. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, sure, blue MAGA. I mean, if that's what you want to say, I guess. Like the thing is, we can only be so charitable and nice for so long as Democrats. It doesn't work, right? Republicans have been screwing us from the beginning. Whether it was under Obama when they screwed him out of his Supreme Court justice pick, whether it was Biden when they investigated Hunter Biden to breeze him on all this bullshit. Frankly, right?
Ad hominem.
That I can only be so friendly, so nice before it's like okay.
Okay, I
And
have a question. Since you bring up Obama, people are going to be really pissed off that I say this, but I have the article if you want me to pull it up here.
okay.
And if I'm sure you're against the whole, I'm sure you're one of those people that are pushing saying, "Oh, Trump doesn't give due process and all that stuff." Am I right?
I already know what you're gonna say. I
What
already know
am
what
I
you're
going
gonna
to
say.
say?
You're gonna say that by Obama didn't give due process to people who had come over, similar to
He
Trump.
didn't
However,
give
it's
due
different.
process to 80% of the 3
Ha-
million people he deported. That is
yeah.
correct.
However,
No court hearings, no seeing a judge, just kicked straight out of the country.
so I already know where you're pulling that number from. It's from people who just recently passed the border. If you just get past the border, they're gonna
If
give you
you
limited. They're gonna give you limited due process, which frankly makes sense. If you just pass the border, you just passed it, right? If you've been here for a long time, though, those people always get due process. If you've been here and aren't just right next to the border, you're gonna get due process, frankly, right?
Yeah, Chris says, but you're talking to Graham. He's not being a cultist. He's not MAGA at all. I do, I represent what MAGA stands for. I'm not saying that I stand behind Trump 1,000,000,000%. There's plenty of things I don't like.
Okay.
What? What are you laughing? No
I'm just,
politician is
dude. I have a quick
perfect. If you're
question.
worshiping them, you're basically
Listen,
blue
in
MAGA, like
in
Chris said.
in in 2028, if Trump were to run, would you vote for him?
If the Constitution is changed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So everything you just said doesn't matter, right? When you say, "Oh, I
FDR
don't agree
ran
with
four
them," and blah blah,
terms. So what's
you're
your
still
point
voting for
here?
him. You're still voting for him. A vote's a vote. It doesn't matter if you're enthusiastic about it. It doesn't matter if you.
I mean, I'm not
I
going
mean,
to
I
vote
think he's
for
a
him
pedophile, but I'll still
100%.
vote
Like,
for
say
him.
there's another person that I really, really like. A lot can change between now and then. If he fucks up the country If someone else runs that I like better, then yeah, I probably won't vote for him.
You say that. It's easy to say that. I mean, people were saying that after 2020, but
But of
I mean, let's
course, if
be.
it's AOC versus Trump, I mean, obviously I'm going to pick Trump. I don't give a shit if he's 87 years old. If he can still walk and
What's wrong with
talk well,
AOC?
huh?
What's wrong with AOC?
I'll be real with you. I'm not going to bullshit you and sit here and say I know everything about AOC. I really don't know much
Okay,
about
okay,
her, but
that's fair.
I do
That's
know
okay.
that she's like from the stuff that she says. I think not 100% sure here, but I think she loves open border policy, just like Biden, and I'm
I don't think
heavily
that's true.
against that.
I don't think
Sorry.
that's true. I don't think that's true.
I mean, she's defended illegal immigration multiple times.
What do you mean by defending illegal immigration?
I mean, she said what Trump is doing with the no due process and yada yada is
Mm-hmm.
horrible.
So, do you think the issue there was the deportation or was it the no due process? So
I
the
don't
issue
think either
probably
of those
wasn't
are a problem. To me, Obama did it.
no due process is okay.
I mean, have you ever heard of the Expedited Removal Act that Bill Clinton passed?
Okay, I'm gonna repeat. Wait, real quick. Before I haven't heard about that. I'll look into it. You can tell me
I
about
can
it. Just
show
1
you
second.
right now. I'll show you a brief. Oh, no,
Okay,
actually,
show me
right
that.
behind me. You see this? Right
Yeah.
behind me? This is the Expedited Removal Act.
Okay.
And let's see. It allowed for deportation of individuals apprehended
Oh.
with 100
Wait, what
miles
does
of
it
the
say?
border without a hearing, just like
Wait, what does it
Obama
say
did.
right
But
there?
if you
Wait, what
count
does that
these
say?
numbers, by the way,
Wait.
Obama's total deportations will go up to about 5 million.
Real quick. What does it say right there? 100 million. Wait, move a little bit.
100 miles. That means
100
if you
miles.
cross the border
So
and
it's
they
exactly
catch
what
you
I
close
said.
to the border,
So it's
no due
exactly what I said.
process.
So it's exactly what I said.
Yeah, it is
It's
exactly
not
what
no
you
due
said.
process.
But
It's
doesn't your
limited.
party
It's
advocate for
limited
due
due process,
process
by
for
the way.
everyone because everyone deserves it?
It's limited due process. It's not no due process. It's limited due process. If you find
No,
yourself
that
100
is
miles from
no
the
due
border
process. If you're caught within 100 miles of the border, you're being deported without a court hearing.
without a hearing, I mean, okay, maybe
Without a
that's the
judge,
case.
without a
But
court
listen,
hearing, without anything.
but
No
listen,
form
that's
of
not the
any due
same. That's
process.
not the same as what Trump's doing. Trump's pulling people who have political positions, like
That's because of a different law that passed, the Alien Enemies Act. Just like Bill
That's
Clinton did this,
that's a
the
really
Expedited
old one.
Removal Act, he
Yeah,
created a new law. Trump
yeah.
didn't
I have
create a new law. He
yeah.
just reenacted
The
a
old, yeah, I know.
provision.
That's a really old law. I have a question. What does that law say? What is that for?
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna
What is
say
that for? I'm trying
it
to think. I think it's for
only counts
enemies
if
of
the
the
country is
state.
being invaded.
It's when
Well,
we're
guess
literally being
what? Look up the
invaded.
definition of invasion.
This is definition of invasion? Who's the
Look
government?
up the
Who's the
definition of
government? Who's the
invasion. Google it
military?
right now and read it out loud
Real
for
quick,
us. Read it out loud for us.
Who's the militant or government who's sending these invaders? Who is it?
What do you mean the militant?
It has to be a military or a government, right?
No,
And that
no,
makes
that's
sense.
not what the definition of invasion
Oh,
is.
okay.
That is not what the
So
definition
I have
of
a question.
invasion is.
So
Look it
I
up
just want
on
to.
any dictionary.
Mhm.
It doesn't require a military. It requires
So
specific groups of people to invade and amass a partial piece of land or into another country.
okay.
It does not say anything about a specific military group, or it
Okay.
doesn't have to be a registered military group. That's not a
So
part of the definition of the Alien Enemies
yeah.
Act or a part of the definition of invasion.
So right now, in your mind, the whole world is invading us
Not
because
the
illegals come
whole
from everywhere,
world,
right?
no. Huh?
Well, so then why did he use the Alien Enemies Act when he deports Canadians? What are we? Are they invading us too?
When has that ever been used against the Canadian? Can you tell me? Can you give me an example? Because according to the Democrats, no white people are even being deported. That's one of their main complaints. They say no white people are
I
being
don't think that's
deported.
necessarily true.
I don't believe it's true either, but that's the stuff they're putting out there.
I
They're
just
saying
think
only
I
brown
mean
and black people are being deported.
undeniably, you won't lie. There is probably some a little bit of stereotyping. You know, ICE agent sees
No,
somebody, they're gonna.
that's a whole nother argument. You want to hear my perspective of this quote unquote stereotyping and stuff like that?
Sure, go ahead.
I can tell you, but first let me read what Chris said because this is a compliment to both of us. Good debate. This is a very civil and coherent debate. To the trolls and only to you, please know that I've made more money this week than you will between now and Christmas. All right, we get it, Chris. You're a rich lawyer.
Wow,
Thank you.
based.
Much appreciated. Have fun in the Dominican Republic. But the whole thing about profiling, let me talk about that for a second. As someone that's been profiled, I know what you guys are gonna say. Oh, you're a white guy. You're a white American citizen. You haven't been
Okay.
profiled before. Well, I
Yeah.
have a story to tell you. I won't make it a long story, but if anyone wants to talk about the full story or any questions or comments, drop a super chat. But I'll keep this story short because they saw me coming from Europe to America with my girlfriend. That literally the border security of the United States. By the way, Trump wasn't president. This was like in
Oh, this is
2022.
the Biden
Sorry?
admin. Wow.
Yeah, it was
They're
the Biden
targeting you for your
admin, but I
political
wasn't
beliefs,
even
I
going to
think,
say
dude.
that. I was coming in from Europe back into the United States, and they stopped me and they forced everyone on TikTok is crying about this right now. They say, "Oh, they're forcing me to look through my phone and all my electronics." Yeah, they did that to me under Biden. I came into the country with my girlfriend, and they pulled me to the side, and they thought I looked suspicious. Sorry, suspicious because I was young and I was traveling alone with my girlfriend, and they thought that it was weird that a young person had enough money to leave the country and come back and go with his girlfriend
What? That's
around to
crazy.
different
I went
places.
to Europe. They didn't give me that. That's weird.
Well, that's what happened to me. I went back. I've been to Europe like 6 times before this. This wasn't my first time going to
So
Europe.
real quick, I just want to correct one thing. I think most people's issues is not necessarily that the people are looking, immigration's looking through their, or customs and border is looking through their phone. That's the normal process. We've all known about that, that's a possibility. I think the issue is when people get denied because of their political speech against Trump, which has happened undeniably. Right.
Okay, I will talk about that in 1 second, but let me mention this super chat. Thank you, Cutting Edge. He gives us the definition of invasion. America first. I think a lot of us agree on that, even if we're Democrats, Republicans. Let me read this out loud. He gave us the definition of invasion.
Okay.
Invasion, an unwelcomed intrusion into another's domain, an incursion by a large number of people or things into a place or a sphere of activity.
Okay.
Do you want me to read that out loud
Yeah.
again, or do you want me to
Repeat it one
talk
more time.
about your other point?
Sorry.
Sorry?
Repeat it one more time.
Invasion, an unwelcomed intrusion into another's domain, or an intrusion by a large number of people or things into a place or sphere of activity.
Okay. Do you think the governmental definition of invasion would be the same as that? No.
I mean, this is a Webster's dictionary. Do you think there's different
I
definitions
think,
for
yeah, of
different
course, the
words by
law
the
has different
government?
definitions for the words than Webster Dictionary,
Yeah, of
obviously.
course. There's a different set of terms and conditions for the Alien Enemies Act, but we can read the Aliens Enemies Act out loud if you want to read that out loud as well. But
I just
let me mention another point you talked
yeah.
about before we move any further about the Alien Enemies Act. I know what you're talking about. You said people have been denied because their political views. First off, I know what situation you're talking about. Aren't you talking about specifically the time that guy had a JD Vance meme on his phone
No,
and they
I
denied
don't
him
think that was
entry?
true, or that was like there was something messy with that. I feel like
No,
it
actually, that
was.
was
Oh, okay.
true. That he did have a JD Vance meme on his phone, but he had a pictures and videos of no, not videos, but pictures of paraphernalia like drug use and stuff like that. It literally says when you apply for a visa into the country, they can reject you for any illegal activity like such as drugs or any suspicion of
Yeah,
crimes.
of
They can
course, that's
reject you for
fair.
that.
That's 100% fair. I'm not necessarily talking about the JD Vance case. I was talking about some other cases. I can look them up and show you specifically, but
Yeah,
I
please
mean,
look
we don't
them
even
up
have
and
to do
tell
that
me.
much. We don't even have to do that much digging. I mean, just think about people like Mahmoud Khalil, right? That guy got his thing taken. His not
Yeah,
only
he
his getting
did,
into the
but that's
country, but actually
another
his legal stay
argument.
here.
I don't really want to get into the whole Israel Palestine
It's
bullshit,
not
but
even
either
about
way, the
Israel.
way
I
the
don't. I don't.
government looks at it is that he's trying to incite people to protest or riot. And wasn't he on a student visa anyway?
No, I think he had a legal stay, or maybe no. That was the other guy. That was the other guy. Sorry, that was
No, he
not.
had a
Sorry,
student visa. I'm
there's
pretty
so
sure
many
he had a
cases
student
of people
visa.
getting fucked. I get confused with them. I don't even know.
Yeah, he got a student visa. I'm 90% sure. And student visas can be revoked. I mean, there's a whole list of stuff. You have to read all the government provisions about how a student visa can be revoked and it can be removed from the country. They
I
don't
don't
have the
think.
same rights
I don't
as
think.
citizens on a student
No,
visa.
I just don't think that a op-ed would be a reason to deport you. An op-ed about Palestine should be a reason to deport you. I don't think that's
Honestly, you would have
which
to
has
read
happened.
through all the terms and conditions of student
Not
visas, but
only
they
has it
don't have
happened,
the
it happened to a
same
college right
unless
next
they
to us, by
actually
the way.
took a
To a girl right next
citizenship
to us.
test and they've passed that citizenship test. If they're a green card holder or they're a student visa holder or any other kind of visa holder, they don't have the same rights and freedoms as people with actual American
You can
citizenship.
say that, but that doesn't mean you are going after people due to political reasons, right? That's a
Yeah, but they
political reason.
have certain things in there. Listen, like I
The
said,
op-ed
I
doesn't.
don't
I read
agree
the
with
op-ed.
some
There's
of
nothing
it.
crazy in it.
If
It was
you're
just like, oh,
protesting against the war, I don't think you should be removed from the country. But the way that the government looks at it, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with what they did, but the way the government looks at it is you're inciting violence and rioting and protests. So I don't know what to tell you, but you would really have to look. I really
your mod's
challenge
getting a
you to
little
look up
wacky right
all the
here.
provisions of why they can kick you or remove your student visa. That's what I really challenge you to. Please do some research and let me know what are all the things that you can do to, like, basically, what's the word for it? I wouldn't say reject because they already got approved, but you can basically
Exactly. That's the
take
worst
away
part
their
of it.
student visa.
That's the worst part. They approve it and then retake it. It's so crazy.
Yeah, they
But
can. Any country can do this, by the way. If you ever lived in another country or applied for a visa,
yeah,
if you break the terms and conditions, they can kick you out. That's their right. You're not a
yeah.
citizen of their country. And if you go there, you should fully
You
respect their
you
law. You shouldn't be
you ever
trying to
notice?
you shouldn't
You
be
ever
trying to
notice?
agitate another country when you go
Yeah.
there. If I went to another country, I wouldn't be trying to get my fucking little grubby hands involved in their political matters and try to agitate that country. What doesn't that
Well,
kind
I
of
mean,
seem like you're
we
trying to
live in
just
like a
ask for them to
liberal,
fuck with
like
you
not
at
an
that point?
authoritarian state, right? We live in like a liberal democracy,
Yeah, there's
a
plenty of
republic.
democracies and
So
countries in Europe kick you the fuck out if you,
yeah, but we're
try
not
to put
Europe
your
though, right? I
grubby
don't want
hands
to
in their
be like
foreign
Europe.
policy
I'm
matters.
American, right? I want to be like America.
Okay, well, what other country do you want to mention that has
I don't want to
democracy?
mention any other country. I want to mention
Okay,
America.
because that's
This
because we
is our
have the
country. We do
best
stuff like no one else. We have
freedoms in
guns. We have.
America. If you do this kind of other activity in other countries, you probably would have been kicked out a lot quicker, to be quite frank with you.
You said what? Sorry, repeat that.
If you did this kind of behavior in a lot of other countries, they would have kicked you out a long time ago.
That's fine. I don't want to appeal to other
And they
countries.
have
We're the United
democracy, quote
States. We're
unquote
the United
democracy too.
States. But we're the United States. That's what
Okay, he doesn't have the God-given right to live in our
under
country
it doesn't.
forever. He's
If
not a
you're on our
citizen.
soil, you're covered by the First Amendment. You're covered by the Constitution. You're on our soil.
They
You are
don't, like
covered
I
by these
said
things.
before, there
Huh?
is things in that visa. When you sign the visa, you have to sign paperwork to come
What
into
is
the
more
United
important, the
States and get on the
Constitution or the
visa.
visa? The
It
Constitution or the
tells you.
visa?
Sorry?
What's more important, the Constitution or the visa? This person's on
They
American
don't have
soil. They're
they
on
don't have the
soil.
same constitutional rights.
Yes,
Just
they
like
do. When they're on
illegal
American
immigrants
soil,
don't
yes,
have the
they
same
do.
constitutional rights. They can
When they
get
are on
removed with this
soil,
expedited process. We've been over
they can
this
be removed
before.
on expedited process for like terrorism, not for.
No, this is the
Oh, you're talking
expedited
about for this? You're
process
talking about
right here.
ACA?
We
Sorry, I
read
thought you were
this
talking about
out
the
loud
immigrant stuff from
already.
earlier. If you want to talk about the ACA, that's
Okay,
fine. You
let
can
me
have
talk about
expedited.
this for a second. Just slow
No.
down. Let's calm down. Let's breathe for a second. We literally just agreed 2 seconds ago expedite process that was a law passed by Bill Clinton. We can look this up on your computer. I have it right here for you. Apprehended within 100 miles of the border, they can be removed without a hearing or without before seeing an immigration judge. It says nothing about terrorism. It says nothing about danger or safety to the society. By the way, you can be removed from the country if the government considers you a danger for public safety. That's one of the things they can remove your visa for. So maybe that's why they removed your favorite Palestine protester that was quote unquote inciting violence. I'm not saying he was or wasn't, but they can legally remove you if they consider you a public risk for public safety under the visa and under all these different things and different laws.
I love how we live in a world where the guy on the left of me is telling me about inciting violence when the president
I'm
said
not
so and
saying he
didn't get
incited
anything.
violence. I don't
Well,
support Jan
it's just a
6,
little
so
bit of
just
a.
stop.
It's just even the implication that this is an incitement to violence, an op-ed about
I
Palestine.
never even implicated that. I said risk for public safety because that's one of the things they can remove your visa for. But like I said, there's a million different reasons they could have legally removed him.
I mean, if you
One of
want to
the
find
reasons
whatever
to
reason
revoke a
for whatever,
visa student is participating in disruptive protests or activities that undermine universities and can be grounds for revocation, according to some reports.
he didn't even. Okay, first off, if we want to talk about Mahmoud Khalil, this guy wasn't even doing protests like you said. He was just speaking between the college and the protesters. He was the
I think that is complete bullshit. I've seen them with
that's
that little
objectively true.
Hamas thing. I forget what it's called. There's literally a scarf that only people of Hamas wear.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think
like this
that's an
little thing
Arab
they
thing.
wrap
It's not
around
a
their
Hamas
face.
thing. It's a
And I
Palestinian
saw
thing.
him with people with blowhorns behind him screaming and protesting, saying, "Free Palestine, free Palestine." Listen, I agree with you. If it was my country, if it was up to me, I wouldn't remove these people. But I'm talking about the laws, regulations. And this guy specifically, I probably would remove him. But some other people, I probably wouldn't remove.
Rule of law. The rule of law Republicans come back, guys, for the end. Just for the immigrants, not for Trump. Just for the immigrants.
Trump got his charges, buddy. Even though they're all fake bullshit, we can talk
I
about
bet.
that too. But
I bet. I would
let's
love
stay
to
on
talk about
topic
that.
a little bit.
Love to talk about that.
Let's finish this topic and we can move
The
on to something
ACA. Let's talk about
next.
the ACA. I have no problem. I have a quick question, real quick. So these people are being invaded, right? And then so these people are invading. Sorry, people are invading, and we deport them back to El Salvador, right? Some of them are actually not from El Salvador; they're Venezuelan, right? But that's fine. We'll send them to another country they've never been to. It's not a big deal. And then not only did we put them in another country, we put them in a prison in another country, right? A brutal prison in another country. How does that logically, in your mind as a moral man, how would you be okay with that?
First off, not every single illegal immigrant is sent to El Salvador. That is
Yeah, that's
straight
fine. The
up
ones under the ACA were though,
bullshit.
right? The ACA ones
Huh?
were though, right? The ones that he used, the ACA, the 200, alleged gang members that were sent to El Salvador. Remember, one of them had a legal stay. Abrigo
Which one had
Garcia,
a
and they
legal
stay.
stay? Please remind us so I can
Abrigo
debate this
Garcia
with
had a
you.
legal stay from a judge, and Trump still
He
deported
had
him.
2 deportation orders to leave the country. He already
He had a
violated the
legal
law.
stay from the
Not to
judge. That's not.
mention,
That's.
are you gonna let me talk, or are you just gonna talk over me? You can
You can go
talk if
ahead.
you
I
want to
just no.
talk. Go ahead.
I just when I hear like the falsehoods, it's just it's a little bit
No, but this isn't falsehoods. Let me explain it to you before you talk over me and scream falsehoods. You can say falsehoods after you let me speak, but please let me speak here.
God bless. Go ahead.
Okay, so first off, I know he had a quote unquote temporary order to stay. It literally temporary is in the name. So everyone can agree that this can be revoked or taken away anyway. He had a temporary order to stay. Now, this was way before El Salvador started cleaning
Mhm.
up their country and now it's like one of the safest countries in South America. Let's just, that's part
He's
of the
in a
factor.
prison. It doesn't matter. He's in a prison.
Yeah,
He's in the
that's
prison. He's
he
where all the
beat his
gang members
wife.
would be.
His wife put criminal charges against him multiple times. You want to know what she told the judge? She said, "I'll
Listen,
no longer be going after him, trying to persecute him for these charges because he seeked therapy." So she pretty much admitted that he beat her. And you're defending this guy. I know
I
you
mean,
believe in due process, and I know you want to. I understand where you're coming from. I know you want to be a good person. And that's why I think you're defending this. But this guy has done criminal acts that his own wife has admitted
listen.
to. Even if
I'll
he's
appeal.
not a gang member, even if he
I'll
isn't all these
yeah.
things, there at the end of the day, there's this whole wife beating situation.
I'll
So
appeal. I'll appeal to you. Any criminal within this country should be deported, right? If you're an illegal criminal in this country, illegal. Sorry, I should preface that. If you're a legal criminal in this country, you should be deported. Full stop, right? Not every illegal is a criminal, though. Not necessarily, by the way. I know as much as you guys want to say that, it's not true. But, anyways,
technically it is true, but
no, technically it's not. It's a civil thing. If you cross the border, that's a felony. That's illegal. However, most people go over visas and everything. That's a civil thing. It's not really.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that is a civil matter, but a
Okay.
lot of border jumpers. Listen, when it comes to people that just went on expired visa,
This guy's
I
on
might be a
asylum.
little bit more
This
left
guy's
wing.
on.
I
This
know
guy's on
people in
asylum.
person that have let their visas expired, but guess what? I was, considering calling ICE on these people. Maybe I should have.
Jesus Christ.
No, listen, let me tell you the story. I didn't call ICE on this guy because he was really a good guy. And he did his very best to try to fix it. He fixed his immigration status. Now he's a legal citizen.
Okay.
Let me read this super chat though. How do I
Yeah, go
join?
ahead.
I'd like to have an off-topic conversation about your travel experiences. I can send more if required. Please, if you can drop a $15 super chat, I can have you on right after this conversation. After we're done, like I don't know how much longer we're gonna go for, but by the way, to get in contact with me, there's two ways. Discord, which is link in my bio. If for some reason you don't have Discord, I'm also on X, Euro and Travel on X. I would love to talk about my travel experiences. I've been to about a little bit over 20 countries. We can count them on live another time, but we're going to stick to these political matters. But yeah, if you can send 10 or 15 more bucks in super chat, I'd love to have you on here. 15 more, 15 bucks more, and we'll have you on right after this conversation. Maybe 20 or 30 more minutes on this stream. So where were we? We were talking about this, Abrego Garcia fella.
Oh, here you dropped 20.
Hey,
He's
thank
quick.
you. Sorry?
I said, here he dropped 20. He's quick.
Yeah, he's quick, man. I appreciate that. God bless you.
You're
Now, as I
good to
was
go on
saying,
with them whenever you want. Just let me know, okay?
okay, yeah, let me keep talking about the story I was saying. So basically, this was a long time ago. I was a young guy, and basically, this was like you could say maybe a girl I was involved with. That's all I'll say because I don't want to be like out there like putting her on Blair. But basically, her family member was an illegal immigrant. He didn't jump over the border. He didn't do anything like that. I met this guy. He was a good guy, but honest to God, I was thinking about deporting him before. And listen, I realized he's a good person. I know there's a lot of good illegal people out there. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have done it, but I'm not going to say I wasn't thinking about it. But you want to know the real reason I said to myself, I'm not going to do this because this guy went to a lawyer multiple times speaking with them. He wanted to make it right. He didn't just say, oh, I'm going to ignore the system. I mean, he did ignore the system for like 10 years. I won't lie there. He ignored the immigration process for like
Only
10
when you can
years.
found him.
He was hiding. He would drive a car sometimes. He'd go pick up beer. He was scared for his freaking life. He was scared for his life. But the reason I didn't snitch on him or call ICE on him, first off, I don't really like snitching. Snitching gets stitches. But mostly because he was a good person. He took care of his family. He had a job. And more important than that, a lot of illegal immigrants have a job and take care of their family. But more importantly, he fixed his immigration status quickly. I told him myself, I said, I don't like to see any illegal immigrants in the country.
Oh my
I know
god.
lots of lawyers that can help you. I know immigration lawyers. Please let me help you. And not even a year later, he got his papers. He didn't take me up on my offer because he said he was embarrassed, but he did seek an immigration attorney, and he got his citizenship right. And it only took him he's been in the country
Only
over
11
20
years.
years. Huh?
You said 20 years? Only took him 20 years?
I mean, he wasn't in the process, but after 20 years, I guess there's some kind of law where you can, once you're, I don't know, honestly, all immigration laws, so I'm not going to sit here and
No,
talk
there's
like
no
an
way. I don't know
immigration
either. I don't
attorney.
know either.
But because for some reason he was in the country for so long already, the process was much quicker for him. I honestly can't tell you, but I remember his daughter telling me that she had to submit tax returns and all these kind of things to help him get his.
Wait, they did file. Wait, so illegals do taxes? What?
No, I'm not saying the illegal. I'm saying his daughter. That's a
Whoa.
legal
No, that's what I'm
citizen that
saying.
was
I'm
born in
saying
the
that
country.
the illegal family does. They actually
No, because
provide.
taxes are taken out of their paycheck the majority of the time. But some
Oh,
companies
okay.
don't pay taxes on their employees, and if they make a certain amount, they're supposed to file with TurboTax, aren't they?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know the tax structure either. That's
Yeah, I
another
don't
thing.
know.
I had my taxes taken out of my paychecks before, but every single year I'm filing with TurboTax. So,
I don't file taxes, so
best
I
friends
never
with
will.
Epstein won't release files, launched Obama distraction, 25 um, SA offender allegations since the 1970s. Grab them by the, you know what? You support a pedo. Well, first off, he hasn't been convicted of any PDF
And even if he
activity.
was, he would say it's bullshit, by the way.
No,
But
I wouldn't. If he was
I bet,
arrested
I
for
bet,
PDF activity,
I bet.
the court would have to show actual evidence. Like they would have to show video evidence. It's
Yeah, they
not
did
like
the
a
same
civil
thing.
case with Gene Carroll or whatever his name is. They would have to show actual DNA evidence, video evidence, photography evidence. They
By
would
the
have
way,
to show actual evidence. And
the judge on that case said that she did she was raped by Trump, by the way. I just wanted to mention that. He did
That
say
was
that.
not that was not a criminal case. That was a civil
It's a
case.
civil
But
case. It's
yeah.
fine. It's a lower expectation. I understand that.
And
I'm not
also,
an idiot.
at least you
But
admit it's a lower expectation.
no, I admit it's a lower expectation
But
of
also, don't you agree that like statute of limitations, and if you come out, also,
that
she
was a lie.
accused 13 other men, and also, she said that she takes dating advice from her dog, and she says just chase after him and ride
We can
him and
go through
grab
comments.
him.
We can go through comments. We can go through some Trump comments. I'm not sure if it would be a
No, I
good.
know he has horrible comments, but I'm talking
Okay,
about this
so
case specifically. And didn't
yeah,
she
but you're
also
trying
say
to.
that some people might consider grape sexy? By the way, use
Yeah,
the
I
word
know, but
grape.
you're trying to damage her reputation by showing these things in the past, which is fine. I
No,
agree
I'm
with
not trying
that,
to
right?
damage her
No, no,
reputation. I'm just
that
trying to
is what
show
you're
you what kind of
doing. You're
person she
saying it's
is.
less legitimate because of these reasons. Why else would you mention it right now, right?
You agreed. You basically did agree that it's less legitimate because you don't have to be
By
found
definition,
guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Is
yeah,
that correct?
civil is like a 50% plus, right? And then criminal is like 99%, undeniable, beyond a reasonable doubt, like you said.
Undeniable, beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not the
Yeah,
same for civil.
I can agree with
And
you, but
wouldn't you
like
agree that a
even if
lot
it
of
was a
men
criminal
have been
case,
wrongfully accused of these kind of allegations?
even if it was a criminal case, well, who cares about Bush? Anyway, Clinton, I mean, even if it was the case, right? You wouldn't care. Even if it was a criminal case, you wouldn't care because you would just
I
say it's
mean, if
bullshit.
I
Just like you
saw
say that 34
substantial
felonies are bullshit.
evidence,
You say
I
the
would
34.
still, to be honest with you, I would probably be more siding with you and saying that this is probably more true. I'd probably be like, okay, maybe there is something to this. Maybe I shouldn't wear this hat even. But the
Okay.
fact is that there is no substantial evidence brought. She doesn't have any photos, pictures, videos. This was from over 30 years ago. Don't
Yeah,
you
there's no
believe in the
photos and
statute
pictures
of
and videos 30 years
limitations?
ago, bro.
The law says
We did
the
it
statute
before,
of
though.
limitations applies for everything except murder. So I don't understand.
Wait, I have a quick question. Do you think you need video and photos for the case to be a
I
thing?
think you should have some substantial evidence.
So how did we
Substantial
do it?
evidence is
How did we do it
key.
like 20 years ago when everyone didn't have a phone? How did we do that?
I don't
Did we just
know.
call and just risk it?
There was DNA evidence. There was police report. There was no police reports. There was no rape. What do they
Yeah,
call it?
because
Rape things
because
done in the hospital. What do
well,
they
no,
call those things?
but
Grape
because
things in the hospital.
because the way that he did, I can't get into detail, but he didn't do what you thought he is doing.
She
He did
didn't
something
go to
else.
the police after the situation. She didn't go to the hospital for a
The
grape kit. You know what a grape kit is, right?
surprise, the person didn't go against the billionaire to the police. Yeah, evidently. I mean,
Lots of
obviously,
people go
at a
against
time.
billionaires, believe it
Yeah,
or not, and they win a
that was.
lot of money.
Yeah, and when did
The
that happen?
fact
It
that
happened
there's
during
a
the Me Too.
billionaire is actually a bigger
Yeah,
incentive. I don't know if you knew
not
that or
necessarily
not.
true. Not necessarily true, but civilly, you're right, but not necessarily criminal. It'd be harder to get him criminally, right? When would that be the word? And you're talking about police report, which is a criminal thing. So of course, she
Yeah,
probably
why didn't she try to file criminal charges? If someone did grape
because
to
he
you,
had
wouldn't you want
power.
them in jail, not just want money? Or wouldn't you at least file both criminal and civil charges against them?
Because he wants power, and you have to remember this is 30 years ago. This is not the same time as today. Not everyone was going out about, oh, I got this happened to me, but from this person. What was the big movement, the Me Too movement, right? That kind of pushed that to the forefront, right? After Weinstein and everything.
Okay,
That's what.
speaking about the Me Too movement, can we agree on one thing that there are a lot of false allegations?
Yeah,
Listen,
of
I
course. There's
believe in
a
believing the
lot of false
victims,
allegations.
but also it should be tried in court. Sorry, what did you say?
No, I said you're right. There's a lot of false allegations. You're completely right, and I think the whole believe all woman thing all the time is shallow and dumb, right? I agree with that. But this is a pretty credible case, and it's convicted. I'm not convicted, but he was guilty,
How
right?
is it credible? There's
Civilly,
no substantial
not
evidence.
guilty. There was
Don't
there was
wear that
plenty of
hat.
proof.
If your talking points are regurgitated from TikTok comments, you talk very naive. Buddy, I think I talk with a lot of confidence, but if you want to come on this live stream and prove me wrong, we can talk about it. Second off, I don't even watch TikTok videos. I make TikTok videos. The only comments I see are from people that hate Trump. So I don't know what you're talking about regurgitating TikTok talking points.
If it makes you feel better, I don't think you're regurgitating TikTok. Don't worry.
I mean, I would respect you more if you said I'm regurgitating Fox News talking points. And to be frank with you, I
Oh,
don't watch
jeez.
Fox News like that. I think they're full of shit too.
They admitted they're full of shit in the biggest
I mean, didn't they
civil
get sued? Didn't
settlement
Trump
ever.
just win a lawsuit against someone? No, that wasn't Fox. I think that was
No, that
somewhere
was
else.
no. He would never sue Fox. I mean, never in a
No,
million
he did
years.
sue Fox, actually. He did sue
Did he?
Fox News.
Oh, I think he sued the parent company for another thing. Or was it that? Or is that what you're talking about? Maybe
I
I'm
don't
wrong.
know. He
No,
sued
I might be wrong on
Fox
that. I don't
News,
know.
I believe. I don't know exactly what it's for, but he's suing at least 3 or 4 media companies.
Yeah, and they all
And
and
people
they
will
all
say,
settle.
"Oh, the president shouldn't be suing people." Well, you guys
He
got to
shouldn't.
take it in account. Multiple government officials are suing Trump. So should he just be the victim and let all these people sue him while he does nothing and let them talk shit about him, or what?
I mean, no, not really. But if they're defaming him in a way, of course they can go for defamation claim. But defamation is
Well, then you
in
agree he
America is
should be
very
suing them.
difficult.
Look, Trump wins
Yeah, I
36
get it.
million in lawsuit
No,
against
no, not
60
wins.
minutes.
I love valuetainment because that's already a lie. They settled. He didn't win. They settled, right?
Okay, if you settle, that's basically a loss. You
It's
either
not a
win or
loss. It's
lose.
not a loss whatsoever.
If you take
You
a
can
guilty plea, that's basically losing. That's basically the equivalent. If you take a plea
no,
deal,
if you settle out of court, that's not guilt. You're not admitting that you did any
if you
wrongdoing.
take a
That's
plea
why
deal,
people
that's
just settle.
basically losing.
No, people settle because they don't want to admit that they're wrong and they think they'll lose the case. Or
Exactly, and people take
yeah,
plea deals because they don't want to admit that they're
no, but
guilty.
if you take a plea deal, you're by definition admitting you're guilty. You're saying I'm
Well,
pleading
yeah,
guilty.
you're legally guilty.
Yeah, of course.
No,
But
wear
they
the
have to admit
hat.
it to the
Chatter a
judge
bunch of
too.
fools and don't do research. Hey, brother, I appreciate that. As you were saying, sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You read your chest. I forgot what I was saying though. I'm not gonna lie.
You were saying that
Oh
this
yeah,
doesn't prove any guilt of
yeah.
anything.
Because they settled and they know what they're doing. You know, let's be honest. They know what they're doing. All these companies are simultaneously settling on these complete bullshit civil cases. Or it's obvious what they're doing.
But do you know about this case? Do you
I don't
know
know. I
what
don't
they
know.
did or
I
why
know it's
Trump
the
is suing them?
editing, something about editing, which I
Yes.
mean that happens constantly. I don't.
You don't think that's accurate and you don't think that's
No,
true and you
no,
don't think that's
that
kind of an election interference?
no, it's not election interference. It's not election. If you want to talk about election interference, we can talk about
I mean,
election
maybe not
interference.
election interference, maybe that's a
But
strong
that's
word,
what
but
they were alleging
maybe
though.
that's swaying public opinion in
Yeah, that's what
an
they were
election.
alleging. But no, I don't think so. I think they took multiple takes, and some people.
To be honest with you, she would have lost either way, even
Yeah,
if
of
it wasn't
course.
edited. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
of
more than
course.
obvious. She already lost. It was
Yeah,
edited,
of course.
so. Yo, debate me. Yo, debate me. If you want me to debate you, you can wait in line. There's a Discord. Join my Discord. Link in bio. I already have one other guy
Yeah,
that wants to be on the channel right now, and he's going to be the next one. Yoni, or whatever your
yeah.
name is. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but.
Well, I don't know if you have anything else to talk about. If you want to talk about anything else, real quick.
No, I have lots of stuff. I can honestly go for another 20 or 30
No, I
minutes,
have
but
the
if you don't
time.
have the
I can go
time,
for
it's
another 20,
okay.
30
But
minutes. I'm good. I'm down whenever you are. I love arguing.
okay, the questions I wanted to ask you is some more. I know we've been debating somewhat, but I kind of have some
Sure,
non-debate
that's fine.
comments and questions for you. Do you like Kamala? Did you just vote for her because you didn't want to vote for Trump, or
I think Kamala was a strong. I think she was good. I think she was an okay candidate. She's not my first pick though. Evidently, not my first pick by far.
who would
So.
be your first pick? I'm curious. Gavin, that stole billions of dollars, or not stole? I'm sorry, lost billions of dollars for homeless from
Well, I don't know. I mean,
You're
do you mean what's realistic or what I would want?
I'll bring you on after this, brother. Did you join the Discord here?
Do you see what's realistic or what's what I
No,
would
this can be any
any
candidate.
candidate?
Any candidate that you would
Probably
like.
Pete Buttigieg. Probably vote for him. I think the gay thing's a little
I
hard for
don't
him to get
know
voted,
much
but
about him.
huh?
I said I
He's a
don't know
very
much
intelligent
about
guy.
him.
You should listen to him speak. He's very very smart.
What would his main running and political points
I
be?
don't know. I don't know too. I just like his rhetoric, if that makes sense. I'm not big into his. I don't know too much about his policy, which does sound retarded. I know, but what's it called? I remember he was the transportation services guy or the secretary of transportation. I feel like he did pretty good in that position. He put all those EV things that you guys cried about, you guys soyed about, which was nice.
I'm actually not upset about EV at all. I'm a heavy guy that has owned
Oh man,
and Tesla and stuff like that before.
oh
And I know
man,
what you're
that
gonna
tech
say. Oh, Tesla doesn't support Trump anymore. Elon doesn't support Trump anymore.
that tax credit.
Yeah, I think Elon is a manipulative bastard, and he doesn't know too much about politics. He's not even an American citizen.
You know what? I can agree with you on all that. So we're in
But
agreement.
funny enough, of course, I was supporting him when he was doing good things for the
Of course
country.
you
In
were.
my opinion, you can say Doge was horrible,
Like that bullshit
this or
Doge that did
that.
nothing.
You want to know something funny about Doge? Maybe you can agree, maybe you can disagree. But they cried for 6 months straight, saying that Doge was going to take away their Social Security and their Medicare.
And then it was actually
And then
Trump.
after, huh?
It was actually Trump who took away the Medicare. Who would have guessed?
No, let me talk my point. I mean, Medicare is still here. My grandparents, my family, everyone still has Medicare. So, and also, that's another topic. But I'm talking about they cried for 6 months straight, every single day on the news. The Democrats said, "Oh, Doge is taking away your Social Security and your Medicare." And then Doge and Elon leave for a month, and now they're screaming that the big beautiful bill is taking away
I don't
their
think people were
Medicare.
saying.
So I guess it was never Elon and Doge.
I don't think people have issue with. I don't think people were saying that they were taking Social Security. I don't think that was a thing. I think that.
No, I heard it every single
I feel
day.
like
I
the
have
main
people in my
thing
family that are
I feel like the main
Democrats.
thing I heard was that he was getting, the database, was able to see the database with all the information of every single person, and he started lying that there were people over the age of like 120 collecting Social Security, which is a complete and utter
No,
lie.
I believe that. You don't think any Social
That's a
Security fraud is
complete
going
and
on?
utter lie. That is not true. If you know it,
You don't think anyone is wrongfully getting
oh,
Social Security?
of course, people are getting wrongful Social Security. I don't think it's a 120-year-old fake person who's using a 120-year-old profile to do
I mean,
that.
if they're not
People steal
even
Social Security all
checking
the
these
time.
things, and if you realize these computer systems and these databases are like 30 years old. So
Yeah,
if they're not,
they're old, but they know when to get rid of something that's over 120. You think they didn't account for
there's
that?
millions of people on Social Security. How will they know
Okay, how
when to
dumb
get
do you think
people
the
off
government is
of
that
it?
they can't just file the database and just be like, okay, who's over 120, and just delete those people?
Pretty dumb. The computer system is 30 or 40 years old, and it doesn't have any AI or way to
Thank
scan
God it
through
doesn't. I
all
hope
these
it
things
doesn't. Oh my
quickly.
God, I hope it doesn't have AI. What the fuck?
Well, there's no quick way to scan through all these
I
things,
know, bro.
obviously.
You
I
you
mean,
want like
this.
a Palantir type thing where AI. We have a
No, I
surveillance
fucking hate
system.
Palantir. That's one of the things I don't like about the Big Beautiful Bill. But I'm also not foolishness enough to act like Palantir is the first global United States surveillance system, because it's nowhere surveillance system against the people. It's probably the first surveillance system that the Democrats realize that is going to be spying on the people. But Edward Snowden already came out
It's
15, 20
true.
years ago admitting the
Yeah.
government has been
I
spying on
agree. And then
us.
what? Wait, and then that was the Patriot Act, right? Am I correct on that? Right?
That was the Patriot
Yeah, that
Act.
was
You're
pretty
100%
crazy.
right.
Imagine,
But you
imagine.
want to know something even crazier? Even before then, the government was spying on us. It's just been
Maybe,
getting a lot worse because
maybe,
of
but I just want to
smartphones and.
one thing real quick. That Patriot Act. Who brought that back? I think
What do
that
you mean
was
brought it
Trump in
back?
his
It's been
first term.
re-signed?
Yeah, I think that was Trump in his first term.
I
He
don't think it's
renewed. He
ever been
renewed it.
removed.
I
What
think he
president
renewed it.
removed the
No, he
Patriot
renewed
Act?
it. He renewed it. He renewed the.
Well, it really doesn't make a difference because even before the Patriot Act, they were spying on us.
It's okay when he spies us, not the
They
other
don't
ones.
need a bill, or they don't need a government to sign off on a bill to spy on us. They do it illegally already. That's why no one's been charged for. No one's ever been. I mean, unless they're like actually committing terrorism against the country, no one's ever been charged for any minor petty crimes that they do on their mobile devices or anything in private, unless you know what I'm saying. You kind
Yeah,
of
I know what you
understand. I
mean.
mean,
Well, no,
sorry.
yeah, they're not using it for that. Yeah, I agree, but the fact is that they can't. Like,
Because
we
they
don't want
can't
them to
use
be
it
in
for
that
that
position.
because it's unconstitutional. They
Yeah,
can't
but we don't want them to
spy
even be in the
on
position to
people.
be able to do that, right? Isn't that the idea? We don't want them to even have a surveillance state.
Listen, I don't know if Trump did re-sign the Patriot Act. I thought it was a law that has to be changed by Congress, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think he did resign it, but maybe I'm wrong too. Who knows? But
I don't know. You have a computer. Why don't you look it up and
look
educate
it
me
up.
and
Let's
tell
look it
me?
up. The U.S. A Freedom Act. Let's see. He renewed this.
He renewed it?
Yeah. Well, he renewed a different version of the Patriot Act, but it's called the U.S. Freedom Act. It does the same thing.
Does it say it does the same thing? Can you read the explanation for us?
Yeah, I can read it. The USA Freedom Act, or Uniting Strengthening America by Fulfilling Rights and Ensuring Effective Discipline Over Monitoring Act. It's a U.S. law enacted that would reform the surveillance practice. It ended the bulk of the telephony metadata, and established a new mechanism for the targeted collection of data from telecommunications providers.
Surprise, surprise. They already been doing that before smartphones. Now they're just telling you they're doing it.
Shit.
And by the way, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think when Edward Snowden exposed it, no one really knew that this was even going on. Now this is all public information.
Yeah, I mean, I probably people thought it, but nobody knew it. Yeah, probably true.
One thing I do want to know is why Trump hasn't pardoned Edward Snowden.
Because that guy's like a traitor to our country. He went to Russia.
I mean, to be fair with you, it is a little bit weird, probably because he's been living in Russia for the last 15 years.
And he gave him all our data and all our information, everything he knows. I don't know. I don't think I want that guy back.
I guess I agree.
Same thing with the Silk Road guy. That was a pretty crazy pardon.
No, I actually agree with that one. That guy, how many years did he get in prison, and how many years did he do?
That guy, he moved weapons. He moved drugs. This guy was.
Yeah, I understand that, but he wasn't like moving it himself. He was just a young man that created a platform. He created a platform to do it.
Not only did he do that, but he also thought he assassinated somebody multiple times. He would put hits out on people with hitmen, and they turned out to be FBI
yeah, but no one ever died from it. So, but how many years in prison did he do?
He just thought
at least
they died.
15. At least 15 years in prison.
Good. He should probably be longer.
Nah, man, 15 years seems fair to me.
Maybe. We'll see if he puts another hit out.
Ur will have his interview soon. Can I bring him on? All right, Ur.
Go ahead.
If you want me to bring you on right now, can you drop $10 more super chat? Because I'm really having a good time with this fella, and I would love to talk with him more. Yeah. But if you really want me to bring you on...
And we could talk in the future, too, by the way. I'm down whenever you want.
Yeah, no, let's definitely talk in. Let's definitely talk more. But let me ask you one more question while we...
Go ahead.
This is the last thing, guys. If you have any more questions, comments, super chats, drop them now. I'll probably wrap it up soon because Ur wants to be on here. But if you guys have any other questions, comments, anything you guys want to talk about, he was really, educated. I thought you might not be. I mean, I'm 5 years older than you, so I was a little bit curious on how good you would be with talking. But I'll give you credit. You're a pretty smart guy. Even though we don't agree
I think you're smart too.
A lot of stuff. Huh?
I think you're smart too. I think you're a pretty intelligent guy too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Also,
okay, any more questions or comments? Drop some super chats, and let me think of some questions I wanted to ask you.
Real quick, your mom was going so crazy. That Tom guy, he does not like me. He does not like me at all.
In the Discord or in the chat?
In the chat, he would call. I mean, I'm not sure if I can repeat what he said, but he's saying something wild.
He's a wild guy.
Clearly
he's on the live stream a lot. But hey, Tom Pepin, if you're watching, this guy is not too bad at all. I've had a lot worse guests and stuff like that. But Yon, are you in the Discord? Or do I gotta find you in there? Did you join my Discord? Link in the bio. Let's wait for some more of his comments. I love how they're just instantly choosing sides based on what political party they are on.
I know, it's true.
To what we have to say.
I feel like a lot of people will disagree with me. I'm not gonna lie. I have some.
The biggest clowns on YouTube, both of us. You don't like the Democrat Party or the Republican MAGA Party?
It's called a leftist.
Whatever, leftist, whatever you want to call yourself.
No. I'm saying that guy would be called a leftist. He probably hates both of us because he thinks of Israel.
Probably. Any other questions or comments? Anyone want to drop a super chat? I'm still waiting for Yon because I want to know if you're in the Discord yet or if I have to find you. Because I don't want to end this. You said you're in the Discord already. Can we get one more super chat to end this? We'll talk about whatever you want. We'll give you as much time as you like, brother. I'll get you on as well. Anyone else that wants to get on eventually, it's probably not going to happen tonight because I wasn't even planning on doing another guest on here, but Ur really wants to come on here. So we'll get him on here as well. If you want to be tonight, you're definitely going to have to drop a super chat because it's already, a long night for me. Is there anything that you do like about the Trump administration?
I mean, I can go back to the first term. I thought the prison reform thing was pretty cool. I like that. For this term, I saw EO. I haven't read it though, so saw an EO about nuclear energy, which I thought was pretty cool too. That's kind of it. That's all I can do.
Damn, that's it.
I'm really trying
You
for you. I'm
said you
really
like
pulling
the
that
closed
string. Oh,
border. You
getting rid of the
don't
penny.
agree on all the deportations?
You said what? Sorry.
I said you don't agree with any of the deportations?
I agree with deporting people if they're criminals. I don't think the process of which she's going about
I
it is
love this comment.
reasonable.
Republicans have this is nothing against you or anyone else, but this is just a funny comment.
Go ahead.
Republicans have jobs so they can donate. Yeah. I'm actually more liberal. Let me before we wrap this up, I want to wrap this up in the next 2 minutes. So Yon,
Okay.
don't worry. But I do actually have a lot more liberal leftist values than a lot of people give me credit for. Like
You're not
I
far
would
off.
like free education, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Joe Biden promised to pay for our student loans.
He tried. He tried.
I know. The judge denied him. But
Yeah.
honestly, that's
And
that's a
unlike Trump, we listen. We're like, fuck. Okay.
bro. That take sucks. Edward Snowden is a traitor. Jesus, yeah. I
Edward Snowden is
agree. I
definitely a
kind of
traitor.
agree and disagree. Edward Snowden isn't a traitor, but he's been in Russia for 15 years. He did America a service. He did
You can
America a
argue.
service.
I can argue that what he did was right, but if you want to do that, you have to realize there's consequence for that, and you go to jail. You own it. You know, he ran away like a traitor to another foreign country, gave them our secrets like a traitor. If he
I
truly,
have
I
heard
guarantee you,
that
if
he
he was in this
has sold our
country,
secrets out to Russia. I mean, why else would they give him a free passport,
of
let him
course, yeah,
stay
of
there?
course.
Why would they give him a free passport and let him stay in Russia with do you think they're just gonna let Americans stay there? Be like, here you go, here's a Russian passport, buddy. You know so much, you're like one of the top people in the government in the US. We're just gonna let you stay here. You don't gotta do nothing for us. Come on in, buddy.
I know. It's
Also,
true.
I don't think Snowden was that rich, but this guy has been somehow living pretty well.
Is that true? I
Chris
didn't even
says
know
he
that.
wants to debate you on Snowden as a traitor, by the way.
We will if you want to do. Would you ever do a host a debate or no?
Yeah, sure. You can host on my
All
channel if you
right. Well,
want.
yeah, maybe we'll do that. Yeah.
Deport illegal Russians, brother. I don't care if you're Russian, African, from any other country, Italy, wherever. If you're illegal, just deport. Like it doesn't matter what nationality you are or
Would
what
you?
country you're from. Like
Would you?
why does that matter?
Would you deport that Russian to South Sudan?
Which Russian and why to South Sudan?
An illegal Russian. Would you deport him to South Sudan? Well, that's what the Supreme Court said you could do now. Trump fought for
I
that.
mean, if he was like a criminal, yeah.
Send him to South Sudan, a country he's never been to.
I mean, yeah, he can find his way back if he's a good criminal.
You know you're messing, dude. You know you're messing. I can see that smile, dude.
I mean, does the Supreme Court really say that?
Yeah, they said they allowed it. Look it up. Look up the case. You can now
Okay,
deport
man,
to
do what
South
you got to
Sudan.
do. If they sent me to South Sudan right now, I'm gonna find my way back.
God bless. Good luck. It's pretty hard.
I'm sure. I won't know my way around. I'll try to scrap up some money. If I don't have my wallet, my passport, or my phone, maybe I can find a public library to go to. Maybe.
You
And
could
try to
walk.
figure something out.
You
Huh?
could definitely. You could walk to like Egypt or something. There you go.
Yeah. They don't even let Palestinian people cross into Egypt. So maybe Egypt will help me out.
Sure, they'll see you and they'll be like, "No, this guy's good." Wear the hat though. Make sure to wear the hat.
Yeah, I'll
You'll
wear
get
the
back.
hat. I'll have the passport, my U.S. passport, if I can still keep that if I'm
No. You
sent
don't
to
get
Sudan.
the passport. You gotta ride the hat. You
Oh,
just gotta figure
damn.
it
Just
out.
the hat and a
Yeah.
shirt and pants. No wallet even, no money.
No money. You just gotta talk to them.
Damn. That might be hard, but That sounds like one hell of a YouTube video to do, though.
It sounds fun.
All right, Yon.
All
Hopefully
right.
you're still in here. Yon, drop me a comment right now so I can know to hop off. Yon, you're still in here, right? Sorry to make you wait so long. Yon, you there? I know you're down there. If you guys have any last comments, questions, this was, Trump supporter from Florida versus the Boston, Massachusetts Democrat. Not trying to dox you or anything, but
No, it's
I
fine.
think
That's
you're
fine. You can say
safe.
my state. Yeah, you can say it.
Your
Americans
white
against
privilege might
Democrats.
not work in South Sudan. That's a whole nother debate. Don't even get me started there.
We
All
can
right,
talk
I
about that
think
one day.
Yone's in the Discord.
All
We'll
right.
wrap it up
It was
now.
nice talking to you. Hopefully, we talk in the future. All
Yeah,
right. And have a
cool,
good one.
man. Have a good night.
Peace. Bye bye.
Have a good Saturday. Bye-bye. Guys, join the next video. I'm going to have Yon in here, so we're going to talk about some travel stuff.